Wonton Devastation.
My roller derby name is Nerf Hurt Her.
I'm Anita Whiskey.
It's Tabasco Sack. I do go by Tabasco too though.
My derby name is Lunatic.
My name's Jill Bate.
Grandmaster Smash.
I started roller derby about 5 years ago. I went to a game, the very first game that the Echo City Knockouts had. I went and watched, and I loved it.
I joined roller derby when I first moved back to Hawaii. I saw an article in the Big Island Weekly, and it was right when Paradise Roller Girls was just starting up. I had played ice hockey in college. I didn't really know too many people on the Hilo side, so I thought that it would be a good way to meet people, and it seemed really fun. So I went to a practice with a girlfriend, and she and I basically were like, we're doing this. We went home, got on the internet, bought stuff. That was when it took like 3 or 4 weeks for stuff to get here.
And why I joined roller derby? I thought it seemed interesting. I watched a game and I was like, oh, I can't do this. And then someone convinced me to try, and they taught me how to roller skate, and I just fell in love with it, and I just keep doing it.
I joined derby about 3 years ago. It was right after my husband came back from deployment, and I actually just needed an outlet that was completely selfish for myself.
I just think I needed something for myself. I just moved here to Kona and I wanted to try something new, and I saw it and it looked fun, and I was actually approached by an older member, and I tried it.
I coach because it was an opportunity for me to spend more time with Luna, who's my girlfriend, but it's also skating is something I've been doing my entire life. I watched her get involved with this as purely for her own personal gain. I noticed that they needed a coach, so I stepped up to volunteer to help out.
A friend of mine, we had just moved out here to Hawaii. Our social, I was a Teach for America teacher, so our entire social network was other teachers. And she, I don't know, she got a flyer somewhere, heard something, and went to a bout and said, I'm gonna do this, let me know. And I had always wanted to play. I've always been a really busy person, so it just had never really happened. But I was in a new place, meeting new people. I knew I wanted some kind of community or some kind of group to be a part of, and it took no persuading. As soon as I heard about it, I went down with her to the rink one day and practiced.
I knew immediately when my friend Huntress, who was actually here today, she said, oh, there's roller derby on this island. I'm doing this, you should do this. And I always skated when I was younger. As soon as I heard that it was here, I was like, well, yeah, I need to do that. Mostly it's just the joy of being on roller skates is why I started. And then the game is fascinating. It's lovely and complicated, and it's the only sport where both teams are scoring at the same time. And it's just an amazing game full of amazing.
Ooh, that's a good one. For me right now, I've been a very negative about myself person my whole life. I've never had much confidence. I'm sure it stems from some stuff in my childhood that I don't ever talk about, but crazy enough, derby is the first thing that's ever forced me to kind of confront that. I've gone 2 years playing, being okay, just kind of getting by and doing what I needed to do. I'm facing some physical roadblocks right now. I have really bad issues with my feet and my lower legs, and it becomes very mental, and so derby has really forced me to confront my brain, my mind, my emotions, unlike anything else ever has before. I mean, I'm married, and even that hasn't pushed me, I feel like, to the point that derby has pushed me to really embrace the blocks that I have and make me face them head on and deal with it. And I'm in the middle of that right now, and it's tough, it's brutal. Many tears, many talks with teammates, talks with coach. He's been really great. But yeah, I think that's probably been the hardest thing for me. Is
there's been a huge shift inside of me once I started this, and most of it is just mental. Most of it is just, having a challenge in front of you and not knowing anything about it, and knowing that if you put the time and the work in, you can achieve pretty much anything you want. And I've taken that sort of model, and I've been able to apply it to my personal life and just my life outside of derby. And there's this passion in me that just wants to share that with everybody. So when any anybody, male or female, is interested in the sport, I hop on them because I feel like it just gives back so much greater than just, you know, what we face on the track, or just, you know, being acknowledged as a derby player. Like it's more than that. And I've played sports my whole life, and I've never had this has never been given to me from any other sport there is. And basically it's just belief in myself. You know, I've always considered myself a pretty strong person, but I've had to face some crazy anxiety with derby that I was shocked I even faced, you know, because I didn't think that was in there, and it came out, you know, and I had to face it. And the fact that I didn't give up, and that I put myself through it, and you know, I started to develop and get stronger, physically stronger. I started about maybe 15 pounds lighter than I am now. Like, I just started to eat, and like I didn't go to the gym, but you naturally start to eat more and put on muscle, and your muscles and your body kind of shapes after what you're doing. So seeing that evolution in me physically was just a small part of it, but it also kind of like built me up in a way to be like, I can do anything I set my mind to, whether it's in derby or in life. And you know, being a single mom for so long, it's like your life is your child, and you're making it every month, or you know, everything is that being. And you know, I wonder sometimes, like, what am I gonna have once he doesn't need me anymore? You know, and this is kind of helping me, I think, get to a place. They're little stepping stones, but it's getting me to a place where I think I'm gonna be okay, and I'm gonna be able, hopefully, I want to share it with as much people as I can. Junior derby, like, that's a big dream of mine. Coaching one day is a huge dream of mine.
So I didn't finish my degree. I dropped out of college, and I married my husband, and he was military, so we moved with him to the military base, which happened to be Oahu. And I just kind of was upset with all this stuff that goes with schooling, because like, paying all this money, it's not, the college I was at wasn't really that conducive to like all sorts of, it was 11 grand for 2 semesters, and all my other schools, which were top higher tier schools, because I transferred a few times because I wasn't sure what my degree was. I don't know, I got this like really bad dialogue, and that's like my number one thing, is like this mental conversation I have with myself. The narration of life sucks sometimes. But so what happened is I quit college because I just couldn't handle, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't want to spend another 10 grand just to like flounder about trying to figure out what I wanted for a degree, and be told, oh, you don't have enough credits for this or that. So I dropped out, married my husband, came out here, was enjoying life, was working as a full-time chef, and I loved it. And then I had this like aha moment from derby, like, you know, if I have less than 24 hours, credit hours still to do for my degree, I'm just gonna nut down and do it. So I did. Like Christmas break happened, I got in touch with my old advisor at Texas A&M Commerce, and we made a plan that finished those 24 credit hours, or 22, I don't really remember. It was more than 20, and I thought it was incredible. In just the spring and summer semester, while I still had Texas residency, so I could still get in-state tuition. So I finished that. But of course, my car broke down. I was living in Captain Cook, working on Hilo, which of course is like a 20-mile drive, not more. And I had no way to do it. So what happened is my team came, like truly, Smash has a run on Wednesdays, so he would take me to work on Wednesdays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, someone else had some kind of run down here. So I would get a ride to work because of my team. And like, if I don't know of any other explanation of why derby's amazing, it's that you suddenly have a strong family.
And then, how has derby actually helped you in your life?
Have you heard the thing that derby finds people when they need it, or people find derby when they need it? And I started before my life fell apart, and I didn't join right away because I had a baby, and then when I did join, it was sort of like, get out of the house and get exercise and all these things. And then my son died when he was 4, which was about 1.5 years ago, and everything just fell apart from that. as it does. And this group of, I mean, the derby community, not only on this island, but from reffing that I had done on the mainland, from everywhere, everyone just embraced me. And I told my friend that we don't realize what kind of safety net that we have until we need it. And then somehow this group of people that push their bodies to the edge and still have the smarts to play this game and the heart to do this, they're like super competitive and super athletic, but they surrounded me, they embraced me, and it's been the only way that it's been to get through any of that. And then this year I have breast cancer, so woo! Which is easier, of course, than the death of my son. But it's still the same thing. I was like, oh my God, am I like the drama person that all these horrible things happen to? And it doesn't matter. They're just here. And sometimes, sometimes I was a mess, and I would go to practice and I would just skate and bawl. And they were just like, okay, we're just skating, we're just doing this, we're just fine, we're just here with you. Like, they can't, nobody could have solved that for me, nobody could have got me through it, but they were all with me during it, and they're still all with me during this, and it's amazing. And and I think it's the game, and I think it's the people that are attracted to this game. I don't think that I would have felt this much support and this much love if all of these people hadn't been through their own traumas in order to get here and know what all that's like. So
there are so many people that are involved and have become extremely successful skaters that have zero athletic background. They never played a team sport, they never did individual sports. I think that's one of the things that's appealing to roller derby, is that most leagues are very committed to helping people with no skating experience learn how to get the basic skating skills and then teaching them how to play roller derby so they can be successful. So if you're interested in playing roller derby, there's a spot for you.
Run by women, started by women, the rules are by women, reffed by women, It's a different thing than joining soccer or anything else. It's culturally different. And because of that, we attract people that are a little bit culturally different. And there's a lot of strength in being out of the ordinary. And to have a whole group of people that have that strength all doing this one beautiful thing, there's nothing else like it. And derby calls to people, and I think that you just have to be like, what, there's a sport that's on skate that's this amazing for this many reasons? Just try it.
Roller derby is important for women because it gives us a safe place and an outlet to be ourselves.
If you don't feel like you have a place anywhere else, do this sport because you have a place. That's everyone's message, and it's everyone's message, and it sounds cliche and cheesy for a reason. There really is a place for everyone. Even people who physically cannot achieve in this sport have a community. We have non-skating officials, we have refs, and even those people are included just as much in this international family. You can go anywhere and have a home and have people and have a community and have love and have caring and have all those things. So if you need a place, find a roller derby team.
And like, if I don't know of any other explanation of why derby's amazing, it's that you suddenly have a strong family.
Probably be, if you have an interest in anything, whether it's derby or painting or booty yoga, if you have an interest there and you owe it to yourself, I think, to explore that interest. there's so much passion in us that is just kind of left untouched. And if you have an interest there, I think that's something. So try it. You know, if derby is something that's interesting to you and you're not sure if you can do it, you won't know until you try it. You won't know if it's a place for you. And, it's one of the most accepting places that I've ever been a part of. You know, it's all inclusive, or inclusive. Just get rid of that.